Welcome back to the Independent and Unstable Podcast with your lovely hosts, Lacey and Julie.
God damn it.
Now that's a hot start to a podcast.
It can't get any worse than last week.
I apologize in advance for the way I sound. Also, if you're watching the way I look, because I have had a sinus infection for the last week. So, I haven't had human contact. I'm honestly scared for...
I don't know if it makes you feel better or worse, but I don't think you look any different.
Ooh.
I know. I hit you at the front and the back of my hand.
Yeah, I feel like you you know?
I mean,
but
your face is a little red.
Because I'm, hot now, because I ran up the stairs 3 times, and when you're sick, I feel like I just ran a marathon.
Hey, man, you gotta work that in.
You're not kidding.
Please, hashtag blessed.
Hashtag, I've lost 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Skinny legend.
You think that sinus infection didn't help?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Write that into your dietary plan.
Steps to get fit.
Somebody Google how to get a sinus infection all year round.
I'd like to know, for personal reasons.
Okay, so...
We don't have a plan today.
We don't have a plan today. I feel like... Well, I don't feel like. The numbers quite literally prove that the first couple episodes that we did...
Where we just...
When we did not have the whiteboard.
Freeballed it.
When we just...
Went in raw.
Went kind of crazy. Did a lot better.
Yeah.
And I think, while editing them, they flow a lot better. Because it's more of a conversation and not we have to make sure we talk about that. Or
That's true.
Trying to add all these facts.
Yeah, you're right.
And I've seen many a podcast in my day.
Mm-hmm, same.
And they are just a natural flow of conversation.
You're right.
So.
Can I talk about the fact that you blue-balled me? Because you were like, she Snapchats me on the way to my house. She's like, I just had this complete, glitch in the matrix moment. Oh my God. And I'm like, what the fuck happened, bitch? And then she just leaves me unopened. And then
no, I didn't open it until I got here. I didn't know you Snapchatted me back, first and foremost. Please do not tell lies.
Well, I didn't check to see when you opened it.
Well, then I did not leave you on open. I left you on delivered.
Which is rude. We're best friends.
Just be lucky that the arrow wasn't white, okay?
You're not a fuckboy. You're my best friend.
Anyway. First and foremost, it's Christmas this week for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's Christmas
last week for
next
y'all.
week. No. Last week for you guys, okay? Which means this week for you is New Year's.
Yeah.
Happy New Year's. Because we had this plan. We had a plan, right? So we started a podcast in the middle of the holiday season, okay? I'm talking, we had Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. And we were going to do special, we
were going to have a cornucopia for Thanksgiving. I was going to dress up like a turkey.
We were going to do the whole shit and shaboodle. So it comes to Thanksgiving and I'm like, fuck. I have to record a week in advance for the holiday that we're going to. So we have to remember that we are living a week ahead.
Yep.
In podcast time.
Yep.
So we fucked up Thanksgiving. And I was like, it's okay. Christmas. We got Christmas. We gotta do it. And I'm fucking uploading the podcast on Sunday. And I was like, Christmas is this weekend.
This podcast.
Fuck. We miss Christmas too. So, by God, we look like we always look, but happy fucking New Year.
I still have my mom's Christmas background, but happy freaking New Year, everybody.
You know what? Teresa's gonna really have to, we need a neon sign. That's so relaxing.
Oh my God.
Your mom's clients just come in here to get a little...
And they have independent and unstable.
Fucking neon sign. And it buzzes.
I want to get one for my Heifer Please coat because they just look so cool, but I don't know who makes them. Maybe try Etsy.
Etsy, Amazon. Because we're getting one for the salon, so...
Yeah, because I want a nice...
into it.
Well, custom one.
Yeah.
I know our tattoo artist, Erica, her husband just made hers.
Yeah, but she was low-key, I don't know if he'll do it. And I'm like...
Well, he's a busy man.
I know, but don't blue ball me like that.
I know. She's like, he made it. And I'm like, wow, it's so cool.
I'm like, we need one for the salon. She's like, yeah, I don't know if you do that.
Well, because as somebody who has a camera and takes photos, everyone just assumes, oh, we do. No, I don't want to.
Hey, by the way, I need to schedule my kids for their photos. Please.
Listen, it's okay though, because I already tell you, I love taking pictures of your child.
No, I know. You're I don't have enough money to have a lawyer on retainer, but I do have photographer on retainer out.
And this brings tie. But
and the fact that you're self-employed now just makes it so
literally, she wanted pictures for her husband's family, and so her husband and her are sitting in their living room, and they're like, hey, what works for you? And I literally go, let me check my schedule. Anytime.
Can I also, since we're talking about you being self-employed, I was planning for my work Christmas party, And I was like, yeah, you know, we're playing Cards Against Humanity. We're gonna have a nacho table. Like, it's just a little thing we do at the salon. We have a secret sister, this, that, and the other. It's the one time a year we all pretend we don't hate each other, you know, because it's Christmas or whatever. Yeah. I don't have to worry about anybody I work with seeing this because they've all told me that they don't listen to the podcast or even watch it. So,
way to be supportive, sister. Stand up.
Right. Not that I would watch their podcasts, but you know. I'm talking about it in the car, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty excited for my work Christmas party too." And it took me a second, and I was like, "Oh." So like just Christmas.
I was like, I think I should have a work Christmas party, just me in my office with a little fucking hat. I do have a little Christmas tree up there. But I told Kelsey the same thing, and she was like, you know, you could do like a Christmas live.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. You could like
do like a little.
I'll dress up as the Grinch.
Well, I was literally gonna have it like this evening.
Oh, I don't have time to get the Grinch costume.
Exactly.
I got the gut for it though, and I have it shaved my legs and it doesn't.
Just dye them green.
Anyway.
So I need to bring this up to you because you do have a child, and
I do.
Next year,
yes,
because you know how much I love the Grinch.
You want to make her Cindy Lou Who?
No.
Okay.
I want to go to Universal where that Grinch is at.
Dude, I want to marry that Grinch.
I need to have an
I want
experience.
him to step on my throat.
I love whoever that is.
Amazing job.
He does
not get paid enough. I don't know how much he gets paid, but it's not enough.
I don't care if he makes 6 figures. It's still not enough.
No.
Because
understands the fucking assignment.
Oh my god. Like I just it'll just
dare I say almost better than Jim Carrey did.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
I feel
He's
like
so good.
So good. And like just in character. And I need that in my life next year. And like I mean, I don't want to go by myself obviously because
no, I'm not going to Universal, but we just need to understand that we have to go to Harry Potter World.
That's fine. I haven't finished.
Is that at Universal?
I think so.
I think so.
I think it is.
I don't know. I want to take my kid when she's young enough that I can like force her to dress up and stand in Diagon Alley. Okay, with a little wand.
Yes.
But that she's old enough to enjoy it, and I feel like 2 or 3 would probably be good.
Yeah, and next year she'll be almost 2.
Yeah.
So I think we should go, and it'll just make, because we can make my dreams come true of the Grinch, and then I'll 100% buy a wand and a cloak for you. And
also, need not forget the Who's that work there, because the one that goes through his outfits every day,
yes,
Louis Vuitton. Okay, and then one of the girls in the line in the one TikTok I saw was like playing along with him, and she goes, "You know what this purse is?" And he's like, "Who?" And she goes, "Hoochie." He's like, "No, we stay away from that." So I don't know if that meant he was a gay who or what.
Regardless, I stand.
I love it. That's hands down. Those have been the best holiday TikToks. I mean, yeah, the heartwarming soldier coming home ones are like, yeah, they're great. But
they're
like,
up there too.
you know.
But like, obviously Julie knows how much I'm obsessed with the Grinch. But like, when I was like 5 and 6, that was my favorite movie, regardless of the time of year. And we would have family gatherings, or like my mom and dad had a lot of like friends. They had a big friend group that would come over, and I would act out the first scene where he's like going through the trash, like he's trying to struggle. I don't like him. Yeah, I don't. And like I would do that shit at like 5 and 6.
Yeah, I know. I you do it now.
Yeah.
But instead of the first scene, it's the what he's doing today.
4 o'clock. While I'm in something.
Correct. Which is what I'll be doing later because I just started my period.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm about to have my first period off of birth control, so everyone send a prayer up for Lacey.
With that. My first one back up. Well, my first one, the first time I came off birth control was pretty gnarly. But my first one this last time was not. Well, you haven't been back on it that long, have you?
I was back on birth control for like almost a year.
Yeah. So. I feel like that's still not long enough to like really fuck.
I don't know. All I know is...
let us know.
Yeah, I was going to say, you'll know next... Well, and I don't know either because...
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, I died. Because I don't know. Also, I think I said this on one podcast because, like, my periods are so bad that I literally have shit in my pants almost. Like,
right.
The involuntary shit.
That was me this morning.
Yeah, when you have, like... When you're childbirth and people are like, you poop because it's so much pressure. Yeah, I've done that just from cramps.
Right.
I'm also on antibiotics.
Yeah.
And the only time I've ever shat my pants has been when I'm on antibiotics. The specific ones for sinus infections.
Are you eating yogurt?
I have a probiotic. I've been taking it.
Okay.
I don't like yogurt.
I know you don't, and I literally every time I ask you if you like yogurt, just because I know that you don't like yogurt.
Because you're always like, are you taking? You're like my mom. My mom.
You need the good bacteria.
I know.
The antibiotics are killing all the bacteria.
I already.
You need the good cultures.
I took the probiotic this morning.
Drink milk too.
Oat milk's in my coffee.
Good deal.
I don't know if that's the same as
I don't know
regular
if it has comes out of a cow's tits.
for it to work.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I was an ag kid growing up.
Mm-hmm. Same. Got some cows out there in the field.
Yeah. My dad grew up on a dairy farm.
Mm-hmm.
My
Same.
mom grew up on a dairy goat farm.
Not same.
Okay. They only drank the milk that came from their animals. Okay.
Same. My dad was
They
on
were
milk until he was 3.
hashtag poor.
Same.
So,
for my dad.
Could you theoretically, like, obviously they wouldn't make it at the same rate as a dairy cow, but could you, like, have a milk production off of, like, a beef herd?
Yeah.
Same milk?
I don't know if it's I would assume it's very similar.
The same, like, proteins and stuff?
I would assume so. I just think that cattle have been bred, like Holsteins especially,
Right.
to just be mass milk producers.
That's what I'm saying. It wouldn't be at the same rate.
No,
obviously.
but yes, if there was like an apocalypse.
I don't know. One of Who Would Be Cool's videos popped up on my timeline this morning and been playing with some cow tits, and I was like, that's a question. I'm gonna ask it.
But yeah, like if there was like an apocalypse or something, one of my girls that makes like a shit ton of milk, we could definitely like.
Well, because is it the same way with like how dairy cows, if you keep milking them, they keep producing? So if you kept milking them, would they keep producing?
Yeah. It's the same as people.
Just some areola stimulation, that's how they
I'd go out there and tickle my cow's tits and we'd have milk for days.
Hey, what tickles your tits? Tall grass. That tickles my tits.
Because I'm pretty sure it's been proven that like if you pump long enough and stimulate, you will start producing.
Well, I know there's like supplements. Like I know sometimes like
women who don't produce.
women will, like there's shakes and drinks and stuff you can do that like induce that. I also know, let me put my drink down for this. Well, you listen to other people's lives podcasts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? From our friends at the basement yard.
Yeah.
Did you
friends.
listen?
Oh my god, I wish that they were our friends. Hi, hello.
Did you listen to the one about the woman likes to breastfeed people?
Yeah, 9 hours.
Yeah.
9 hours.
Just for a little bit of milky.
And like just because like both of them enjoy it. I have my nipples pierced, so like I've gotten just a freaking snag.
Yeah.
I could not imagine a grown human. What do you do for 9 hours? While there's just a whole...
She said she worked. Like, she said she would work on her laptop. Like, she would, like, sit up in bed, and he would, like, lay across her and just suck on her titties for 9 hours. And she was just, like type up her reports.
Could you imagine the Zoom call and you accidentally pan down a little too low?
What I want to know is, like, when I'm on my period, like, right now, like, that's how I know I'm starting my period.
Nipples are hurting.
My nipples hurt so bad, like, nothing can touch them. So I'm literally just walking around, like, Beavis and Butthead. Like, my shirt is above my head and my bra is off. Like, nothing can touch my nipples.
Yeah.
And I just can't imagine.
No.
Like, and I'm pretty sure that's just because they're overstimulated because of hormones that they do that. I don't know. I'm a fucking doctor. Not legally. And I just don't know how you can sit there for 9 hours and let somebody suck on your titties.
I have no idea.
Like, hey, let me suck on your titties for 9 hours.
How, like, because, like, I don't, like, if you have a fetish or a sexual preference.
Right. Because now we know the difference.
Yes. Like, I literally don't give a shit. I'm not a judgy person. Like, sometimes I do have questions, obviously. But, like, I'm not going to fetish shame.
No.
Do whatever floats your boat as long as it's consensual.
I just can't imagine having my tits sucked on for 9 hours.
I'm scared to have a child that sucks on.
But like that's where it ties in, because she said that you can make yourself produce milk by like sucking long enough. Which like I know they do tell first time moms, like, or not even first time moms, just moms before they give birth. Like if you start pumping like a week or two before you're due, you'll start like making milk. Like you'll have your colostrum and all that stuff. So I don't know.
But yeah, if worse came to worse, I could get some milk from the ladies. I don't think I've ever actually tried it though, because like. I've milked my cows a couple times only for the purpose of getting the milk to their baby.
Right, because I raised market goats growing up, and if there was some moms that had just been absolutely spent, or just moms that really just like pooped it out and was like, bye,
I'm good.
Yeah, we would milk them at least for the colostrum.
Yeah,
and then for milk replacement. But like, I just don't think that.
And that's the thing too, is the only times I've milked cows is the colostrum, and that's a very different taste, obviously. I've never tasted colostrum, but I'm sure it's...
The color's enough for me.
Yeah.
You know?
And it, like, sometimes when it has that little cottage cheese into it,
No,
I'm
I
like,
don't need that.
right.
Oh, I did milk a goat once because she did have mastitis, so we
Yeah.
milked her after that. And that, no. No.
Absolutely
No.
not.
That's one of the few reasons that I'm thankful that we haven't gotten pregnant yet, because the thought of like mastitis or like a clogged milk duct.
My sister had it once. I can't, all I think of is the scene from Neighbors when she has those,
You're gonna have to milk me.
and he's like, I'll get a pail, and she's like, I'm not a cow.
That was good.
That's
I don't know. All that just from asking if you could consume an Angus cow's milk the same way you can consume.
Shorthorns are actually dual producers, so that's why a lot of my girls are very good. Like Jolene was able to feed 2 calves because Shorthorns are dual purpose breed. So she could technically be a dairy cow. That's why she looks a little more bony than my other thick bitches.
I literally refer to any dairy production animal as the sick one.
They're just built different.
Dairy goats, they're sick all the time.
They need some milk.
Holsteins, sick all the time.
They need some milk.
But yeah.
They produce it.
I literally just went to TikTok this morning and he posted a video of him just massive little cow nipples because she hadn't been milked yet. And I was like,
well, and some cows, like we have some cows that have some like funny looking nipples or like some
Yeah.
big ass nipples.
bulgy nipples.
And it's always so funny because it's like me and Dad will have conversations because like they'll calve and we'll be like, once they get that big old nipple whipped, they're in the clear. Like just talking about our cow's breasts. Also, I will say this, and it may make me come off as a weirdo, but that's okay. I'm already a weird person on the internet. When I have show heifers, obviously, like you've seen Snow and how friendly she is. That's how all my show heifers end up. And so I can do basically whatever I want. And when you wash them at the wash rack, you get every nook and cranny. Mm-hmm. And just like humans, even though before you have milk, you have nippies and little titties. Mm-hmm. Funnest thing to play with. Because they're so tiny.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
And like maybe that's weird because you're technically playing with a
puppy nipples. I love me some puppy nipples.
They're so tiny.
Well, and they're so soft. Like especially puppies, like their belly hair hasn't grown in yet. Like when Sissy was a puppy and her belly, because I mean Sissy is a basset hound, so she's got extra belly.
Yeah.
And like it's just so soft and the little nippies. Or like that day we found the extra nipple on Boo Boo.
Yes.
Greatest day of my life.
And her nipples are like
minuscule.
Yeah.
Minuscule.
And so I used to do that with my heifers. Like I'd be rubbing on them and then I would just go, look at your little titties.
Yeah.
Because they're so cute.
Goats are the same way. Only goat nipples are always long.
Oh no!
Like,
see, like little heifers, like a 5-6 month old heifer has these cute little nipples that are just right up by her
once
belly.
a goat hits like 10 months, she got long nipples.
Did you know people could have long nipples like that?
Yes, I did. Did we talk about that?
I think we did.
No, that was we were at the salon. We followed Dr. Roxy on Snapchat at the salon, and she did a breast augmentation. I don't know if nipple shortening is a thing, but like after she gave her before pictures, because if you don't know people probably don't know what Dr. Roxy is.
No, because most
she's
of
a plastic surgeon in Columbus. And she posts, with people's permission obviously, she'll post videos of her surgeries on Snapchat. It's all very like informative.
Yeah, and fun fact, my nippy piercing was on her Instagram story.
Twas. And she was doing a breast augmentation. Mm-hmm. And she posted before.
Yeah.
And the girl's boobs, they're probably like A cups. Like they weren't, nothing crazy. Her nipples. And it wasn't just the length of her nipples. The size of her areola compared to breast and nipple was atrocious.
The ratio.
I'm so sorry.
The ratio.
I'm not trying to body shame anybody, but like it just took me off guard. And then she did the breast augmentation, and obviously there's like a lot of swelling. There's also the fact that your skin is stretched because you just went up 2 whole cup sizes. Mm-hmm. And the nipples only got longer, I swear to God. It was like
I didn't know it was a thing. Like I genuinely didn't, because like
I thought everybody had nubbins.
I did too.
Sorry if you don't.
I don't think it was you then, but somebody was like, did you know women could have nipples like goat nipples? And I was like, shut the fuck up. And then they pulled up pictures and like it looked like they had fucking popsicle sticks.
Yeah.
And I was like,
follow-up question, do you think women can have long inverted nipples?
you could stick your whole thingy in.
Right?
And
oh, got shit on my finger. Get it off.
Your boyfriend would try to fuck it.
He could tongue fuck it.
He could fuck it.
If he had a micro penis, which is a whole long inverted nipples and a micro penis.
Match made in heaven.
The flavors are melting on my tongue.
That also, it's an old one. If you haven't listened to that on Other People's Lives, that's a good ass episode. They talk to a guy with a micro penis.
Oh yeah.
And like, it's so funny because like he's just trying to be informative because like obviously like
but it's what they're talking about.
Well, and it's just the fact that he would always just like, he did have an accent and I'm not making fun of it, but he would always just be like, my dick. And like he'd just be like, my dick. My little dick. Like and then just like, and then Joe and Greg are both like trying to just be so professional, and I'm just like, I really wish that this was a podcast that was filmed, because I know that there's parts that Joe is probably just
that's
like,
probably why they don't.
Yeah,
because they don't want to come off as offensive. Or
but like sometimes they hit you with something that's off the cuff, and like you're gonna react.
The girl with the blood kink,
When she
just casually, I just keep razor blades in my bedside table.
No, let's talk about the fact that she went to the Grippy Socks Hotel.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
a guy had like some kind of mental
He
illness.
was a schizophrenic meth addict,
something like that. I think literally.
He had some
and
issues.
Like, they somehow were in like the same common room, and
I think what happened,
or did she sneak in his room?
He snuck into her room because he was crazy, loony crazy.
Yeah.
Like long grippy sock crazy.
Yeah.
And he was trying to scare her or whatever.
So he takes a pair of scissors and he like cuts a big gash in his leg because he's trying to scare her, because obviously that would scare any other human. She just starts sucking the blood out of his leg.
This man is a drug addict. Like, she could have caught so many
That's what
things.
they told her, because they immediately took her and like had to test her, because like in that moment, like she
has to like test every 6 months or something, doesn't she?
Yeah, something like that.
For like so many years.
We're just gonna like just really promote the shit out of OPL, but it is a great podcast. Like, it's insane to hear about that.
I would love to do a podcast episode where we just talk about our favorite podcasts, because I have so much, and it's not even like to promote other podcasts, it's just I have so much love and respect for the people that like I listen to.
Oh yeah, and I honestly like, I have no issue in just genuinely promoting people I support too.
Oh yeah, I don't either, but like there's just some podcast that I feel like they don't get enough love.
Yeah.
Even though they get like millions of views.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's enough, okay?
I'm like, make this shit.
By the way, whoever is uploading at your mom's house, be on fucking time, okay? Because nothing makes me like more sad in the world than when I get in my car on Monday morning at 9 o'clock and Two Bears One Cave has not been uploaded yet.
Oof.
I get it, okay? It's like what? 7 o'clock their time?
6 a.m. their time.
Well, they're in Texas.
Oh yeah, they're in Texas now, so it might be 7.
I don't know. Anyway, regardless, you've got me groomed to know that when I get in my car, I get to listen to Bert Kirshner and Tom Segura. Brett Chrysler. And the other day it wasn't there, and I was like, and then yesterday I get in my
And you
car.
have withdrawals. You're like,
Yesterday I get in my car. Yeah, because my drive to work, to and from work is only 15 minutes. So like it takes me a whole week
to finish a podcast.
to finish a podcast. Yesterday, your mom's house is supposed to upload every Wednesday, 7 9.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't there.
I will say the basement yard, always on time.
Always on time.
The motherfucker's always on time.
I don't know who's uploading it like me.
Get your shit together.
But invite me to the show and I'll tell you what I think. Imagine.
Just kidding. I would shit and throw up.
I'll be in your heavy segment on your next.
I literally like wouldn't even know what to do. Like, I wouldn't even be funny, because I would just be like, I love you.
Oh my god.
I'd be like, I love you. I just want you to know that, and I support you. And
I would be
a mess.
God.
God damn. I would be a hot mess if I got to be, because like you said, like, it's just so crazy to like listen to podcasts and just realize these are just two people talking, like having a conversation. But like some people just flow so well and they have such good conversation that it's just very entertaining. Like Frank and Joe on the Basement Yard.
Well, they've been friends for a long time.
Fucking love them.
Bert and Tom, friends for a long time.
Yeah.
Christina and Tom, married for 17 years.
Yeah, and then like the OPL.
Again,
that is a different dynamic though, because like, and not like, I don't know if it was Joe himself, Joe and Greg together, but like the idea of that podcast is like literally like so fucking smart. Like just the idea of being like, we just want to hear from people who live these like crazy lives.
I want to read the emails that they don't pick.
Not saying.
Like they're like, oh, they're gonna want to hear about this, and they're like, nah.
If you want someone to read your emails out for free, let me know.
For real.
Because literally, I could not fathom.
No.
It would be so crazy.
Because the shit they talk about is so crazy. And they're just like, we get so many emails each day. And I'm like, what are the other ones?
And like, what makes you have to have an insane tagline to come in there and be like.
Well, and that's usually what they say. Like, when they open the tagline in this email was this. And you're like,
it got us.
that would get me too.
It's got us right in a giggle dick. We're ready to go.
That would get me as well.
So, I don't know how they choose.
I don't know.
It would be so impossible. But like I said, those are our favorite podcasts.
I mean, yeah. Honestly. Other than my true crime podcasts that I love and adore.
Yeah. I don't get into that as much. I have to have a wild hair up my ass to be really into true crime stuff. Sometimes it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I like
I
some
get
pretty
scared.
dark and twisty shit. I don't listen to that when the baby's in the car though, because I'm really scared it's going to turn her into like a serial killer. You know, like I know we're like all predispositioned to be fucking crazy like that, but like I would hate for her to be like on 60 Minutes one day and be like, yeah, my mom used to listen to podcasts about how Jeffrey Dahmer ate people. And I was like, I want to do that.
I don't think that's how that happens.
I don't think it is either, but what if it is?
Okay. Well, on that note, we're going to take a little break here.
Take a break.
So we will be back in just a second. For you, it'll be no time, but see you in a few.
Okay, so we're back.
Oh yeah, hey, we're back.
And now I will tell you the story about my glitch in the Matrix.
Oh yeah, I even forgot that was a thing. Yeah, let's get into this.
So I'm driving here today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to my in-laws' house to drop the baby off.
Mm-hmm.
I see a car coming at me, like
Okay.
in the opposite lane. They were in their lane.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if they were in their lane because I don't even think that they fucking existed.
Ooh.
So this is a high thought. I'm not high. I do not smoke weed. I do not indulge in things like that. I am sleep deprived. If that's what it is. I don't know.
She is a mom, so
but being a firm believer in things like that,
yeah,
and you know, stuff the government doesn't want you to know. So like I don't know if it was the new Matrix movie that just came out, like got me all thinking about it or whatever, but like there's definitely a glitch in Matrix. So this car's coming at me, and I'm literally watching it, and I don't know if I just took a really hard blink and they turned,
yeah,
or like what happened, but like next thing I know they're fucking gone, like never existed gone. I'm like, okay, maybe they turned.
yeah.
I looked down the road, but they would have no car. Where the fuck did the car go?
It disappeared.
The cars that were behind it never slowed down, so I know they didn't turn unless they took it at like 90 and then flew away.
Mach 12.
Where did that car go?
I don't know.
Where did it go?
Google it.
Keanu Reeves, where's that car? Red pill, blue pill.
Where's the car?
Where's the beach?
Where's the key? Where's the key to the city?
Oh my god, yeah, so that story was pretty anticlimactic.
Yeah, I was really expecting a lot more.
No, but it really fucked me. Like the whole way here, I was like, oh my god, where'd that car go? It was like that scary video where the car's like driving down the old country road and then like,
Yeah.
Speaking of where's the beach, yesterday, a lady I work with has a 13-year-old daughter named Maddie. Love Maddie. Honestly, probably the only 13-year-old you'll ever see me interact with and not absolutely.
Teenagers scare the fuck out of me.
No, Maddie's like a little version of me.
But no, I'm just saying, like, I don't understand how James Charles was talking to children because they terrify me.
Yeah, no. I mean,
sorry, I just really, last night I got on a rant about that, so I just had to bring it back
hot
up.
take, but overly confident children really make me uncomfortable. Like 5-6-year-olds that are just like they just
Articulate?
like, barge into somewhere they don't know and they're just, not even the articulate thing, I think that's kind of cute. Like Lena, I think she's really cute.
Yeah. Sometimes
I know she creeps you out.
It just throws me off when a small child is able to just like.
Well, because you're like, oh, that's a 5-year-old. No, she's 2.
Yeah, so it just really fucks with me. Like, I still love children because, like, my niece is kind of like that. She's 3, but she, I mean, talks like she's older. It just throws me off for a second because I'm like, that's an 8-year-old, but they're this tall.
What's your college thesis about?
Yeah. Like, it throws me for a loop. She's adorable, but it just, like, really gets me.
I just think it's so cool how they're so articulate. Anyway, so Maddie was in the salon yesterday. She was answering phones, sweeping floors, all that.
Child labor.
Well, she was bored.
I'm just kidding.
So she came in. And I'm sitting there. I forget what we were talking about. We were talking about something. Basically, I'm having a realization that I'm old. You know?
I have those all the time.
I'm only 25, but like when you talk to people that are 13, you feel old.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost double her age.
Yeah.
That makes me uncomfy.
Yep.
So I was sitting there, I was asking her, we were talking about something, and I said something about Jersey Shore, and she's like, what's that? I was like,
What?
Okay, so her mom is older than me, obviously. She had her hair like in a little poof thing, which I've talked about on TikTok already. Like, I don't know what it is about that hairstyle, but Maddie came over and like smashed it.
Mm-hmm.
And Shauna, not happy.
Yeah.
Okay, her mom was not happy. Mostly because she was annoying the piss out of her at that point, but you know, she smashed the poof, and you just don't do that.
No,
and
you don't disrespect the poof.
I was like, you don't disrespect the poof like that. And she was like, what?
Snooki ran so that we could walk.
And I was like, literally, no. Snooki, we don't do that.
Yeah.
And she's like, who's Snooki? And I was like, what? I was like, Jersey Shore? She's like, what's Jersey Shore? And I was like, excuse me? You got Pauly D problems not knowing who the fuck Snooki is.
Cabs are fucking here, get out.
The cab's here. And I was like, where's the beach? And she's like,
Where's the beach?
what? What are you talking about? So her mom pulls up this picture, and it's Snooki on the red carpet. And I'm like, that's not Snooki. Like, I mean, Snooki, it was Jersey Shore Snooki on the red carpet, but I mean, she had a professional makeup team. I want her on the Shore House.
I want her carrying around that alligator.
I want her in those fuzzy fucking boots.
And
the mini shorts.
Yes.
Okay?
And the
tits out.
Zebra on top of cheetah.
Yes.
On top of leopard.
Neon green and hot pink without a fucking care in the world.
Okay? I want awful tans and horrible extensions.
I want white frosted eyeshadow.
Yes.
That's the Snooki I want.
Yeah.
So Shauna pulls that picture up, and I'm like,
No,
girl, that ain't it. Sorry, sis. That ain't it. I was like, this is Snooki. And I pulled this picture.
Is a work of art.
Her walking from the t-shirt shop to the house.
Yes.
Okay? I don't remember what episode it was. It was when she almost got, it was like the first season. It was when she almost got fired from the shirt shop.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, we have a poof that's as tall as Snooki herself, because she's all of 4 foot tall. We've got the neon green tank top that has something stupid, written big block letters on
YOLO or some shit.
Yep. White, short shorts, the fuzzy boots, and the fake tan. And I'm like, this is Snooki.
This is garbage.
And she's like, okay. And I was like, what?
You don't understand.
Like, cultural icon. Yeah. Shaped me as a person.
Yeah.
Where's the fucking beach? She had no idea. And I was like, I feel so incredibly old right now because you don't know who the fuck Snooki is. Jersey Shore did not ring a bell. T-shirt shop did not ring a bell. Shore House, not ring a bell. Duck phone, nothing.
They're not cultured.
And at that point, I wanted to call her an ugly little hamster and go on with it. But I didn't because she's 13.
You bring your luggage and garbage bags, the ugly little hamster.
I just cannot. I just don't know. It's just those things that, like, and I find myself so often being like, oh, you're too young for that. And I'm like, I'm my mother.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just looking at people like, you're probably too young to know what that is. Like, Y2K.
Yep.
There's a whole generation of kids that do not know what Y2K is.
Yep.
And they're not that young. They're like late teens, early 20s.
My first biggest revelation was when dumbass deer hunter, his brother, I was like, he told me his birthday, and I said, you weren't alive for 9/11.
Yeah. Like, there are people that we associate with on a day-to-day basis that are driving jobs, all that stuff that weren't here for 9/11.
No. And, like, I literally... What? Like, Kaylee was born in 05. That seems illegal. There's people, like, I have, like, people will come on my TikToks and, like, their name will be, like, something 08 because, like, that's the year they were born. And I'm like, that's a 6-year-old. No, it's not. They're 13.
Well, like, I feel like we also grew up, like, anytime someone had numbers, it was the year they graduated.
Yeah.
So, like, you said that and it was like, oh, they graduated in 2008. And then, no, they were born in 2008, which is the year Maddie was born. We talked about that, too. Because I was like, how old are you? And she's like, 13.
So you're like, oh,
what year were you born? I'm thinking, like, 2002.
Yeah.
2008, I think. What? Fuck out of here.
Bush wasn't even in office. Like, just fucking losing my mind.
Okay, I just talk about, this is not a nice thing that I do with some of my crazy clients.
Oh, I'm ready.
If you're a crazy client,
don't listen.
You actually probably should listen. So,
okay.
I had a client yesterday who kind of got, like, I love a good conspiracy theory, but I don't need to sit there and, like, pound it and, like, I mean, beat the fucking horse, you know?
I, like, sometimes like to, like, hear about them and be like, oh, that's interesting, but I'm not, like...
I only share the good quirky ones with people.
Yeah, like I'm not somebody who like I had a family member who pissed and shit in a bucket who also wouldn't let us keep a microwave in his house
He
because
probably also didn't believe that Hitler was dead and he was coming back.
why Hitler?
I don't know. He fought in World War II, didn't he?
Oh, okay, that makes more sense now. I thought you just like went straight to Hitler, and I was like, what's
Yeah,
going on
you
with
just
that?
talk about people shitting in buckets and like, Hitler.
I was like, where did that connection come
No.
from? But yes, he did fight in World War II. That does make sense now. Sorry.
Just feel like that was a very him thing, you know?
Yeah, but like
Not
straight
really
up, we couldn't keep the microwave in his house because every time we would, he would carry it out into his shed because he thought that's how the government was listening to him.
Like, the microwave is probably the only thing your government's not listening to.
And like also, I love bringing him up because like even though he was fucking insane, like he was very important to my dad, and like he was only like my fourth cousin, but my dad was the closest family member he had, and so like my dad took care of him, made sure he was always like good to go. But literally anytime I talk about George, Julie just immediately goes, "Oh yeah, the guy that shit in a bucket."
I love the George stories. They're my favorite. Honestly, Lifetime, you need to make a movie about this man.
He is literally just like, I can't even begin to explain how insane he was. But he was like, so like, because I remember like as a kid he would come and like, he always like, he was a big flea market guy.
Yeah.
So he would go.
That fits.
Yeah.
He shits in a bucket. He shat in a bucket.
And so, he would always go, but he would always buy me the coolest little shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. He never knew my real name. From the day I was born, he thought my name was Stacy, and that's the only thing he called me. Even when we tried to correct him, because he couldn't hear, and he didn't like using his hearing aids because he thought that oh my god, my brother fucked with him one time, and said that the government could hear his thoughts, so then he wouldn't wear his hearing aids anymore. So he
Jordan was like a step older than a boomer.
Oh my god,
like he was stuck in the 40s for
Dude,
sure.
Literally, and like so he would literally cup his ear with both hands and just and
I know old people that do that.
Try so hard to hear. So like even though when I was born he was only in his 70s, he still would just Stacy, and my mom, I just accepted it. So I may die never knowing my real name. George, if you're up there, it's always been Lacey.
But George was what, 94?
Like 95 or 96.
95 when he died. 95, 96. Lacey came to my house for a party. After leaving.
Make me sound like shit. Just very
It was a bereavement party. Anyway, so.
Oh my god!
You didn't know I was gonna talk. I forgot. You just thought I was talking about you partying after a funeral. I forgot about my camera roll. Okay. So anyway.
Oh my god. Because hold on, we didn't actually real quick. We didn't actually have like a funeral for him.
Right.
We like did like a very private family only burial because like I said there just wasn't a lot of family, and then we did like a remembrance type of thing when like the veterans come out and shoot the little gun thingies, and then we went to his actual like grave. So like it wasn't like a funeral or anything.
The little gun. That's the little gun thingy. That's what you call it. It's a salute.
It's a thing with guns. Sorry. Continue.
They fire their guns. Anyway, Lacey comes to my house because the church wasn't. That's the one out by Folesville, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it the same one where your grandma?
No. That's where my grandma is.
That's where your grandma is. Anyway, we take care of George's remains. Well, they take care of George's remains, and this was when we were partying like every weekend.
Yeah.
And
like not like Project X Ragers. It was like us, like 10 of us playing beer pong. Like it wasn't anything crazy.
That's how a party is out here, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you go to a party and there's more than 10 people there. You're like, this is not a party. This is rave. That 11th person makes this rave worthy.
I'm calling the cops.
Right.
We gotta stop this.
So Lacey comes over to my house, and I had been drinking. Not enough to make me do this, but like, you know, whatever. You're friends with somebody long enough, you just get used to things like this. So Lacey left her phone somewhere, which you don't do in my house.
No, and I didn't have a password on my phone until like 6 months ago.
But even if she did, I only needed the camera.
Yeah.
Lacey leaves her phone, so I'm like, I'm wearing an actual bra today. My tits look really nice. Let me take a picture. So I take a picture of my boobs and my bra. I didn't take them out of the bra.
Nips aren't out.
Nips aren't out. Just a nice cleave.
Yeah.
Take a picture. Set my phone down. Lacey opens up her phone. She goes, did you take pictures of your tits on my phone? And I was like, I might have. And she scrolls over one. Just one. Literally, boobs, and then scrolls over, and it's George's headstone. Because she took a picture for her dad after the funeral. So George's headstone. So George is forever resting in peace in Lacey Stone next to a nice pair of tits.
And literally, it's still that way. If I scroll up all the way in my
It's
phone,
really funny.
From where that happened in like 2019, it's literally like all the pictures of like the ceremony when they did the salute, and then they have it's George's headstone, titties.
George, you're welcome. What can I say except you're welcome? Anyway, so crazy people.
Yeah.
Like
Crazy
George.
plants. Yeah. He was a little out there.
I had one that came in yesterday, and she was like, politically driven conspiracy theories. The only politically driven conspiracy theory that I really like to bring up is that Bush did 9/11. And that's only because in our little Republican town, it brings up a lot of hurt feelings.
Yeah. I like to do things like that just to shit on people.
So I will bring that one up quite frequently. Anyway, so we talked about her conspiracy theories, whatever, and I only entertained it because there was not a lot of people in the salon.
Yeah.
And the people that were in the salon, I know have similar views as her.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a person, I don't like to fucking fight politics, especially not with clients, you know what I mean? Like, that is not the place. Like, I often joke and I'm going to hang a sign on my station that says, these are the topics we don't talk about. We don't talk about God, okay? We don't talk about politics. We're not fucking talking about COVID anymore, okay?
Yeah.
And we're sure as hell not fucking talking about abortion, okay?
Yeah.
Not in this town.
No.
So, those are just the topics that we keep off the table.
Yeah.
Because people, I feel like, sometimes are shocked to hear my views on things.
Yeah, real quick. I don't want to take a too far slide every time, but like last night I literally got a DM because I'm not going to talk about it a lot because I know I told you, I'm like, if I get on a TikTok rant, don't let me because TikTok just pissed me off last night. I'm going to do a whole YouTube video on it. But I had a live where TikTok basically was like, you're going to get banned after getting one video reported by a 10-year-old. Mm-hmm. And so I freaked out, was on the live, and I was emotional because that is my livelihood, it's my passion. So I was very upset because I've worked hard for 1 million followers. I was allowed to be upset. And there was a lot of trolls being like, oh my god, you're crying, blah, blah, blah. But one person, I won't name them, but they went to high school with us. And I didn't see their comments because I'll tell you off camera. And I'll show you the DM. But they come in and they're like, actually, donkey.
Seriously.
Yeah. He DMs me and he's like, one of your mods muted me because I said that TikTok hates Trump and blue-collar people. And so I DM'd him back. I'm like, yeah, because read the room. Like, I'm literally crying because I might get my TikTok banned, and you think just because I have a farm... I didn't vote for Trump, honey. I don't want to talk about politics, period, but especially not Trump on my fucking live. And then second, I'm not blue-collar, and TikTok doesn't hate... I don't think TikTok hates blue-collar people. Like, I don't know.
Literally, there's a whole portion of TikTok right now dedicated to blue-collar men, okay?
Like, I don't understand... Like,
6 a.m. gas station videos? Who do you think those are about?
Blue-collar men.
Right.
I also don't consider myself a blue-collar worker because I have pet cows. Like, I never make myself as this, like, big, like, I'm a farmer, like, who does... Like, my cows are pets. Like, I do hard work. Like, here in the next couple months, I'll be busy as shit with calving season, but, like, I'm not blue-collar. I run a business. My dad's blue-collar. But everyone loves Bob on TikTok.
Bob's the greatest.
But I literally, like, I was nice to him because, like, I don't want to be a bitch. But, like, I wanted to just be like, read the fucking room. Like, I'm literally having a meltdown because I think that my entire career is getting ripped away. And you take that as a time to go, TikTok hates Trump. Yeah, they do. And rightfully so.
Who muted him?
Mandy.
Yeah!
I DM'd her. I said, go Mandy. Go Bestie.
Go Mandy.
At first I felt bad because I sent her a screenshot of the DMs, and before I could type, she thought I was upset, so she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, I wish you would have blocked the motherfucker.
Right, can we actually go back and do that now?
I was like, because I told my mods, I'm like, with this live, it was getting a lot more views than normal because I was upset, so I was like, just fucking go ham. And so then we had a conversation because I was like, I just like, read the room. And also, like, even if you would have talked about Biden, I don't want to discuss
it
politics.
It doesn't matter. This is not, like, you know what I mean?
Like, I had somebody who literally, like, I did the what are you going to tell Joe Biden right now? Because it's fucking funny. And one person...
What's up, baby? Take me out to dinner.
I love those sounds. And one person literally was like, but seriously, I need to know for supporting you. Do you support him?
No, if you support me, you should just fucking support me. It should not
matter who I voted for.
Just like, hi TikTok again. when the cremated palette came out, the Jeffree Star cremated palette,
Yeah.
so excited. Bought it, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Purchased that as soon as it was available to purchase.
Mm-hmm. I think I have it too.
And then a bunch of shit came out and it got canceled. Well, I did a TikTok and it was me like showing people the colors because I was very fucking excited about it. And I shit you not, there was 3 or 4 comments like, well, do you still have that palette? Even though this...
I'm not.
Yes, I paid $60 for this fucking palette. I'm gonna fucking use it.
And also destroying it does nothing. He already got my money.
No, the Colin Kaepernick thing when people were like destroying their Nike stuff.
What are you doing?
Bitch, you already paid for it.
You've
already supported him.
What are you doing?
Now you can continue to not continue to support him.
If that's your view, yeah.
If that's your view, then you don't have to support him. But like burning
your Nikes.
It does not change anything.
You supported the company, and that's like when people are like, I haven't bought Jeffree Star since.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bought the cremated palette because it was one of the first palettes that I was like, I'll use that.
Right.
Like, it's a lot of colors that I'm safe with.
You know how many Jeffree Star palettes I have that Lacey gave me because she bought it and she was like,
I'll never use this. But like I bought Blue Bloods just because it was aesthetically so beautiful, and then I gave it to Julie like 2 weeks later. But like, literally, I bought that palette because it's nice. I spent $60 of my hard-earned money on it. I'm not going to destroy it just because now he's a shitty person. I don't support him anymore because I don't like his views and I don't like what he's done. So I don't watch his videos. I don't follow him. I don't like anything, and I haven't bought anything. But I'm not going to destroy things I already purchased because that doesn't do anything.
All that does is
ruin makeup.
Yeah.
Because then, remember the girl who, I can't remember her name, but Sebastian Bales and her were like dating. I can't remember her name, she's got blue hair. Lauren. She destroyed a James Charles palette, and everyone's like, how dare you, someone would love that palette, and you just destroyed it, blah, blah, blah. And even James came at her, and I'm like, is it silly? Yeah, but it's her money. She
sit the fuck down, James Charles, honestly.
But like, seriously, it just drives me insane with that kind of culture. Because like, my thing is like, I wanted to comment back to that person who's left use the part, and I want to be like, I'm an American, so whoever is in president like seat, I want to support. Maybe I didn't vote for them, but like, I didn't agree with Trump, but I'm not going to say fuck Trump and blah 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 because he is the president of the United States. If I didn't agree with Biden and I didn't vote for him, I would still be like, that's our president. Do I have to worship the ground he walks on? No. Am I going to buy a fucking flag for president?
The hashtag
no.
not my president shit really pisses me off. Because guess what, buddy?
He is.
He's your president, whether you like it or not.
And I just don't like to get heavy into politics because it's such a polarizing thing. And like, I have friends who are literally on every spectrum, and I still can't.
That's also the only thing people will know you for.
Yes.
No matter what you do, you state a political view one time, or even like an inkling of a political view. That's the only thing people know about you.
And like, I am all for like using my platform to support people to vote, but I'm not going to tell them who I voted for because I don't want them to be influenced by my opinion.
Right.
You need to do your own research, and you need to know who you're voting for.
If you're influenced on things like that based on who you follow on TikTok, that's a fucking problem.
Yes. You don't need to know who I voted for to support me.
No.
Like, as long as you like my videos and you think I'm a decent human,
Correct.
That should be it. It shouldn't matter who I voted for as to if you're going to unfollow me.
Correct.
And I go to her page and it was like, Trump 2024, he's coming back. And I was like, I understand.
Okay, he's not God, okay?
But like, yeah, I'm sorry, I support our president.
Right.
Even if I don't agree with every single thing he does, he's the president of the country that I live in. I'm going to support him. I'm not going to buy a flag, but I'm not going to talk poorly on him because he's the president of our country.
Right.
People voted for him. I may or may not have been one of those people. But like, just stop making politics be the defining factor of if you like someone.
Right.
I have friends on all spectrums, okay? I have people that I associate with that do think Trump is a god and coming back. And I just don't have political conversations because I can still love and respect that person.
Right. Well, there was a point in time where we wouldn't talk about politics like that.
No.
Like, it was offensive to ask somebody who did vote.
And you had no idea who celebrities voted for. You had no idea. And now it's like you have to tell people or they get mad. And it's like, I'm not telling you. My channel is about cute cows and me doing dumb shit. I'm not going to make it political.
Right.
Now, when there is a global crisis like the Black Lives Matter movement and a pandemic, I will speak on that as much as I can, being a white woman. I will show that I'm an ally and show my support. But on the political aspect, I'm just going to tell you that, yeah, you should go out and vote because it's your civic duty, it's your right, and that's how you make your voice be heard. But I'm not going to influence you on who you should vote for based on who I vote for.
Well, it shouldn't be like that anyway.
No. Sorry, I just got on a really big tangent.
Yeah, I'm just trying to talk about crazy people over here, dude.
Dude, I'm sorry. But like I said, I have been in captivity for a week and I have not had conversations. So I'm just like...
Well, I think we need to take another break before we get into crazy people, and then we'll talk about
That's
crazy
fine.
people.
And then I'm just going to shut the fuck up and you're going to talk about crazy people. All
Talk
right,
about
I'm
crazy
so
people.
sorry. Let me get off my soapbox. We'll be back. We're back. I'm going to shut up so that Julie can finally talk about her crazy clients because I just keep going off on tangents because I'm feral.
I have a taser in my bag, and I will use it on you if you interrupt me again. I'm just letting you know.
I'm going to shut up now, Julie. Go.
Okay, so I do this thing with crazy people where I entertain what they're talking about for the sole purpose of entertaining the rest of the salon.
Yeah.
Okay. Because crazy people never come in when it's like a busy day.
Okay.
They come in when it's slow and everyone has a chance to hear what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I have this one lady. So the lady came in the other day and she was like, you know, COVID this and president's this and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's my, yep. That's my neutral, here we go. So, she was not that bad, but it did remind me of a client, knock on 6 types of fucking wood that she does not spring up in my life again.
It's Cypress.
Because every time I talk about this woman, she reappears.
Oh.
She's like Bloody Mary. Or Beetlejuice. What? Dude, she just shows up. Just crazily. I call her, I don't even know her real name. I don't know her real name.
That's probably honestly best.
I call her Little Man the TV Lady. And you're like, why do you call her Little Man the TV Lady? Because she believes that there are little people in your TV. She does. She asked me the first time I did her hair, she goes, do you cover up your TV at night? And I'm like, do I what? And she's like, do you cover up your TV at night? And I was like, I'm not quite sure what you mean. And she was like, do you put a blanket over it? And I was like, no. And she was like, you should. And I was like,
Do what?
She was like, she and George would have been best fucking friends.
I was about to say, even George wasn't covering
because
up
hers
his
was
TV
like
at night.
government driven.
Mm.
But this is just the crumble on the bottom of your cake sheet, okay? We're making a pie. Okay? She was like, you should be covering your TV up at night. And I was like, you gonna tell me why?
You can't just drop that bomb.
And by this point, everybody in the salon is heard. Okay, everyone's looking. This lady only wears sunglasses.
Nothing
Inside,
else,
outside,
but
dark.
naked, just sunglasses.
She wears clothes, but she wears sunglasses all the time, so that people can't read her mind through her eyes.
Oh, how did you do her hair under that aluminum foil helmet?
She would only get it shampooed and blow dried.
Okay,
Thank God, because anything else, I would have been like,
we gotta go.
goodbye. But she would wear sunglasses so that you couldn't read her mind through her eyes.
Smart.
Yeah, I've never thought of myself.
That's why I wear glasses all the time.
So, I wore my Dahmer glasses today. So, she tells me I need to be tucking my TV in at night and reading him bedtime stories and just letting him know, like, you are loved, you are kind. No. She just tells me that you need to cover up your TV at night. You need to unplug every electronic in your house. Nothing should be plugged in at night. And I'm like, okay, we're really stern on fire safety. Cool.
Smokey the Bear would be proud.
Yes, I can prevent wildfires. No. Because if something is plugged into an electrical outlet, the government can listen. And I was like, what?
Does this bitch have a smartphone?
No.
Oh, okay. I was about to be like, bitch, you literally have a honing device in your pocket.
No.
She got a Cricket?
No.
Jitterbug?
She's got like a flip phone.
Okay.
Like old school, like Motorola.
Got it.
Walkie-talkie on the side.
Oh, I fucking love that thing.
Anyway, so still traceable.
Yeah. If they wanted to.
Right. So she's like, the government can listen if it's plugged in. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah, they can hear you. And I was like, I never knew that. Like, just entertaining the shit. And I know this is so mean. It's so mean, but, like, what was I supposed to do? Start a fight with a crazy person?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If I'd have been like, you're fucking nuts, she'd have been like, well, you must be working for the government.
I have to get out of here. I have to leave. Don't look at my eyes.
She'd pull out the fucking thing from Men in Black and erase my memory. So, she's like, there's little men in your TV. And I was like...
Are they single?
Like, I did one of those, like... uncomfy laughs, and she's like, I'm serious. And I was
wow,
like,
that's really cool.
I know you're serious, that's what made me uncomfortable. So she goes into this big, long, like, dialogue about how there's men in my TV. I ask her how many, she says 2 to 3.
Oh.
Depending on the size of the TV.
Got it.
And I'm like, are they in flat screens too?
Are they just skinny legends?
Because... She tells me that she's got like an old school like plasma screen TV or whatever, like the big back one.
Yeah.
And I was like, are they also in flat screens? And by this point, one of my coworkers leaves because she cannot handle the conversation that's going on right now.
No.
So she's like, they might be. I'm not really sure. She's like, they probably got little bugs in those. There's something in there listening to you and watching you. And I was like, of course I asked, like, how do you know this?
Yeah.
Not the right thing to do.
No.
Because it just was not the correct question.
No.
And she's like, I was hoping you'd ask. And I was like,
I actually have a thesis.
I'm really regretting asking, but go ahead. And she goes, I had a boyfriend once, back in the 40s? 50s? I don't know. I don't know how old this woman was.
That woman would be dead.
Literally. Dude, I don't know. She's crazy.
Okay. Go ahead.
Long time ago. It might have been 60s. 60s would work.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's probably in her 70s when she was coming to me. She's probably in her 80s now, if she's still living. And she's like, I had a boyfriend once. And I was like, yeah. She's like,
just once. That was enough. I can feel that.
He was in the mafia. And I was like, oh shit, do tell. I'm really trying to figure out in my head how this plays into the government listening to you through your television.
With tiny minutes.
But don't worry, she connected the dots for me real fucking fast.
Good.
So she goes, he was in the mafia. And I was like, oh wow. She goes, so I thought. And I was like, oh shit. The plot thickens. She goes, he was actually in the FBI. And I was like, really? She's like, yes. And I was like, the FBI.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah. And I was like, wow. Did it in the FBI? She's like, I sure did. And that's how I know there's men in my TV. And I'm thinking in the 60s, why are they in your TV?
So many other
People
places.
were still using landlines.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Tap into that.
So, houses were not insulated. You could put your ear up to the outside of the house and hear what they're talking about. So, she's like, I didn't know that he worked for the FBI at the time. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah. He was undercover. And she uses air quotes. Undercover. And I'm like, would that mean he wasn't undercover? Because you're the undercover, whatever. So I'm sitting here and I'm entertaining this conversation so hard at this point, I'm done doing her hair. I'm done. Like, her hair's done.
We're just sitting here chatting.
We're just sitting here having a chit chat. And she goes, I was scrolling through my TV one day. I was like, yeah. She's like, and you know you can get on the internet from your TV? And I was like, yeah. Been able to do that since about 2010, but okay. And she's like, so I was on there, and this folder popped up on TV. And I was like, a folder? And she's like, yep.
Manila?
Like one of those Windows computers. And I was like, crazy shit. I was like, scared to ask at this point, but I'm like, I have to know what was in the folder. I was like, was there anything else? Yes, there was. Do you know that there is facial recognition in every piece of technology, whether it's yours or not? And your face gets pinged every time and sent to the government, and it all goes in your folder. And I was like, what do you mean?
You know, people let their faces get scanned to be able to put dog ears on it on Snapchat.
That would have been so wild to explain to her. She probably would have taken my phone and smashed it.
You shouldn't have this.
She's like, anywhere. You go to Walmart, boom, directly to your folder. Just gets sent right to the folder. And I was like, well, what was in your folder? She's like, well, I clicked on it, and it was pictures of me in my house. From my TV. they were taking pictures of me through my TV and put them in my folder on my TV. And I was like, this is a hell of a fucking acid trip that you're on, lady. Like, Jesus.
What are you taking?
She was like, there's pictures of me in the shower, pictures of me in the bedroom, pictures of me in the garage. And I'm thinking, okay, somebody that you care about probably just has security cameras set up in your house so you don't burn it down or something.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm really thinking that that's what this is. And she's like, and I'm pretty sure that boyfriend that I dated, that was in the mafia. I'm pretty sure he still wants me. And I was like,
I'm sure.
I'm fucking rolling at this point. And I'm like, oh yeah? Think he still? She's like, yeah. Why else there were pictures of me in the shower? I know it's him. He's taking pictures of me in the shower. And I was like, that's some crazy shit. I was like, have you told anybody about that? She's like, oh yeah. I write letters to the senator all the time. And I was like, excuse me? She's like, yeah. You should always write your government officials about things like that so that they know that you know what's going on. And I was like, what's going on? Like, you're off your meds? Like, dear DeWine, I am off my medication. Send help. So, this is all my first interaction with, like, this is the first time I met this lady, and she tells me all this, and I'm like, that is a hot fucking take.
Yeah.
So we scurry her out the door, and I'm like, okay. Calm, cool, collected. I turn around, look at my coworkers. I quite literally drizzle my pants. Like, I peed a little. Because I was like, what the fuck just happened? That woman told me to tuck my TV in at night and unplug everything in my home.
Yeah. There's little men in your TV.
So she comes in the next time. And she sits down and she's like, do you know about facial recognition? Like, I don't even get to say, how's your day?
Yeah.
I was like, she's like, do you know about facial? I was like, yeah, I use it to get on my phone. She's like, you let them scan your face. I was like, yes. Why would you do that? And I'm like, to get into my phone. You just don't understand the danger that you're in by doing that.
I have a license with my picture
The
on it.
fucking government gave me my identifying number, okay? They already know everything about me.
It's like when girls are like, if he wanted to, he would. If the government wanted to, they would. Like,
So, right.
I don't care.
They already have access to everything, people. They're always listening.
I don't even care.
Your fucking phone pops up at, like, I don't know why people are still, like, so distraught about this. Anyway, so she's like, have you written any letters to your state officials? And I was like,
7.
no. You really should do that. Because my folder just keeps getting more pictures in it. And I was like, really? She's like, yes. At this point, I'm fully, like I said, I'm fully thinking that she has just stumbled onto her laptop or her computer and someone has security cameras set up for her own personal well-being.
Yeah.
And it's just taking pictures of
His
her.
grandma be crazy.
Crazy fucking grandma.
Yeah.
So, when that pipeline thing was happening, where they were like gonna run the pipeline through the Indian reservation and all that stuff, and there was like the big protests and stuff.
Yeah.
She comes in and she's like, did you hear about the pipeline? And I was like, finally, some normal conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, still not something I want to talk about because it was a very hot topic at the time.
Yeah.
But like, okay, something normal. We're not tucking our televisions in anymore.
Yeah, we're just talking about current
We're just talking
events.
about, current history.
Yeah.
So she is like, did you hear about the pipelines? I'm like, yeah, I heard. She's like, what do you think? I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, you don't want to give a
Right.
opinion.
She goes, they're going to turn all those horses into glue. And I was like, what the fuck? Because if they rip through all that land, put the pipelines in, whatever, like the horses, there's wild horses that are out there. And she's like, this is a problem. And I was like, yeah. She's like, because eventually they're going to make too much glue. And they're going to be like, now we turn these horses into hamburger. And I was like, excuse me?
They only use the hooves for glue, don't they?
Lacey, I don't know.
I thought it was only their
I've
hooves.
never made glue from a horse.
I mean, I haven't either, but like, I thought
Somebody
it was
call
just...
BoJack Horseman because I don't know what the fuck is going on. So she goes, they're going to get tired of making glue from the horses. And they're going to turn them into hamburger. And I was like, excuse me? She's like, yeah, that burger you buy at the store, it's horse. And I'm like, 100% not horse. And she's like, it is. I was like, how are you so sure? She's like, I wrote a letter to the governor about horse meat. And I was like, seriously? She's like, yeah, you need to write one too. I was like, I will. I will do that.
100%.
I've already drafted it
in my brain.
to be signed.
It's in my folder.
I've got it. And she goes, okay. Well, I feel like it would really help.
She thinks that you're on her team.
Yeah.
You're in an alliance.
I'm mentally fucking with a crazy person. And she is like, so you're going to write letters about the pipeline thing, right?
Absolutely,
like,
yes.
Yeah. I was like,
she is Dwight and you are Jim.
What am I going to do in Hillsborough, Ohio, writing letters to my governor, who has no say in the matter of the pipeline, nor does anybody in the state of Ohio? What is that going to do? You know what I mean? Not saying that it won't spark an interest.
Yeah.
Just not going to make a difference. Okay? And by the time the governor even got that letter, it would have been like today. Because guess what? Daddy and I have been getting a lot of letters lately.
Yeah.
So she comes in the third time. And she sits down. She's like, did you hear back from your letters? And I was like, no. But you sent them, right? I was like, yes. I also sent emails. Oh, emails. Never thought of that. That's a good one. That's a good one. And I was like, yep. So fast. And she goes, I heard back. And I was like, you did? And I'm thinking they definitely told her, like, they were coming to pick her up.
Yeah.
To pack her Griffey socks.
Yeah.
And she's like, yep, they told me that they appreciated me spreading awareness on these issues because they were trying to expose the government themselves. And I'm like, the government is not trying to expose the government, lady. That's how I know you're fucking crazy. The little man on the TV was just coincidental. And she's like, yep. And they said that they would be in touch to get more information. And I was like, okay. She's like, you'll keep me updated on your letters? I said, I sure will.
I'll write you a letter about my letters.
Well, that's what I said. I said, do you want me to send you letters? She goes, I don't give my address to people. And I'm like, then how do you send letters? At the post office. And I'm like, yeah, but like, do you put return addresses on it? She's like, no. And I'm like, so how do you know that they're actually getting there and they're not getting like, not delivered? Well, I trust the mail parcel. I trust the parcel people. I'm like, the parcel people that work for the government?
You trust them?
You trust them. So she left and I've never seen her again. The little man in the TV got the little man in the TV lady. That's what we call her, the little man in the TV lady.
I can't wait till you text me tomorrow and she's like, she's back.
Well, she came in one other time after that and I was like, I cannot fucking do this. I really can't. Like, you have to be in the proper mental state to handle stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was not there. She came in and she's like, do you have time to get me in? And I was like, nope. Does anybody else? And I was like, let me go check. Let me go check. Because we do this too. If there's a crazy person and there's one person that's like, oh, they're not that bad. They just need somebody to talk to. Okay. You get them. And I walk back there and everyone's like, I'm fucking busy. I was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, no, sorry. No one has anything. I was like, do you want to make an appointment? She goes, no. I don't want you having any of my information. And I was like, bye. And I've never seen her since. So I don't know what she's doing. I don't know, she finally got her mafia FBI boyfriend finally called her up. He still wants her, you know.
That was a movie.
She also smelled of cat urine.
Probably to protect her from the government.
And she was a hairdresser at one point. She owned 7 salons, is what she tells me.
7, not 8.
7. No, there's no word of 7. Yep. She opened her 6th one, and she was like, I think I could do one more. But like, that part didn't even resonate with me as much as like, are you tucking your TV in at night?
Yeah.
Giving him good night kisses.
Love you.
Just thought the government was about to get her all the time. And she didn't drive, she only walked. Which I think probably has led to the fact that she was borderline schizophrenic. Somebody was like, you don't need a license.
Yeah. You should not drive.
Yeah.
I know someone who I will tell you as soon as we stop filming that thinks McDonald's serves human meat. Human.
Is this person from around here?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yep.
Do we go to school with them?
Nope.
Are they our age?
Nope.
Okay. The older?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't give any more hints, but I'll tell you as soon as we stop filming.
Okay. Well, we probably need to stop filming anyway because we've been going at it for a while.
We've had a lot of tangents, mainly me. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
but I do think this podcast is a lot more flowy.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I will, like, I'm not trying to, like, promote other things while we're doing this, but, like, I am going to film a TikTok, or a YouTube video on TikTok, just kind of, for my fellow creators, whether you have 5 or 5 million followers. Like, if you post consistently, you probably are in the same boat as me, even though we might have different follower counts.
Take the hard work to YouTube.
I'm doing it.
Honestly.
YouTube, I love you. You're such a better platform. I'm just going to say it. Like, no one shit on YouTube because they are just chef's kiss in comparison. Instagram's fine too, don't get me wrong. It's just Instagram is like very different.
Mm-hmm.
But like, have no issues with Instagram. Never once have had an issue with Instagram, honestly. So honestly, maybe, but I've never had an issue with YouTube either. But like, TikTok, I'm coming for your neck. I might only get 3 views on this video, but like, be warned. I also might need your help filming a few TikToks. If you don't need to get back to your child in the next 5 minutes.
That's fine.
Okay, cool. Anywho, thank you for listening. You can follow all of our socials down below.
I'll be in the link, the sneaky link.
And let us know if you prefer our more structured podcasts or if you like us going with the flow and going on random tangents. We can talk.
We really can. The lazy iPad can only, record for so long. It's probably already stopped recording.
Yep.
Awesome. Well,
subscribe to our channels.
we're gonna chill on the flippity flip.
All right, bye.
Bye.